Salesforce evaluation is the process of fairly measuring how your sales team performs. It is not about catching people doing things wrong. It is about understanding what works, what does not, and why. Think of it as a system that looks at three distinct parts of the sales motion. First, it examines the inputs, the daily efforts of your team, making calls, sending emails. Second, it assesses the processes, how they do the work, quality of conversations, discipline in planning. Finally, it measures the outcomes, tangible results, closed deals, revenue collected. This complete view turns guesswork into a clear, data-driven conversation about performance and growth. The purpose of this systematic evaluation is simple. Create a predictable, scalable sales engine. When you measure consistently, you can identify the specific skills and the activities that lead to success. To build a strong evaluation system, we must first speak the same language. Several key terms form the vocabulary of modern sales management. Leading indicators are the early warning metrics that predict future success. Think of them as the inputs, like the number of qualified meetings and SDR books this week. Leading indicators flowing into the sales cycle, resulting in lagging indicators like revenue. In contrast, lagging indicators are the results you see after the work is done. Example, final revenue or bookings for the quarter. Sales velocity is a powerful formula that measures how quickly deals move through your pipeline to become revenue. Deal count, average deal size, win rate, sales cycle length. Those components combine to give you a single health score for your sales engine. Cohort analysis is a technique where you track the performance of a specific group over time. Example, all the account executives hired in the first quarter. This helps you see how they ramp up compared to previous groups. Calibration is a crucial process where managers meet to review their team members' ratings together. Finally, understanding local regulations is non-negotiable. A truly effective evaluation system cannot be one-dimensional. Relying solely on final sales numbers is like judging a chef only by the number of plates that leave the kitchen, without knowing if the food was any good or if the kitchen was left a mess. A balanced view requires a three-layer model that assesses outcomes, quality, and activity. Start at the top, outcomes, then the middle, quality, and the base, activity and hygiene. This layered approach gives you a complete picture of performance, helping you diagnose problems accurately and coach effectively. It prevents situations where a salesperson hits their target through aggressive, one-time tactics that damage the company's reputation or long-term prospects. This model ensures that how someone sells is just as important as what they sell. Layer A, outcomes. Key metric, bookings versus quota. Always adjust for cancellations or clawbacks to show true net revenue. Measure gross margin after discounts. For recurring revenue, track customer retention. And net revenue retention. Count new logos acquired. And monitor the mix of products sold. Layer B, quality of selling. A one-size-fits-all approach to measurement is destined to fail. Sales development representative, account executive, key account manager. Therefore, their evaluation scorecards must be tailored to reflect their unique contributions to the sales process. Visual 3 simple scorecards side by side labeled SDR, AE, and CAM, each with 3 to 4 bullet points. A fair scorecard focuses each role on the specific levers they control, giving them a clear and achievable path to success. By creating role-specific scorecards, you eliminate confusion and ensure every member is optimized for their part of the customer journey, from initial contact to long-term partnership. For an inside sales representative or sales development representative, the primary goal is to create qualified pipeline for the account executives. Their scorecard should be heavily weighted toward leading indicators of pipeline health. The number one metric is often the number of qualified meetings or appointments set per month. Quantity alone is not enough. Balance with quality metrics like the meeting show rate and the conversion rate of those meetings into qualified sales opportunities. Measure adherence to the ideal customer profile. Assess outreach quality through call audits and email audits. The account executive is responsible for converting qualified pipeline into closed business. Their scorecard must balance pipeline management, deal execution, and profitability. Dashboards and CRM reports are essential, but they only tell part of the story. To truly understand sales performance, go beyond the numbers and observe the work itself. Use a combination of methods to get a 360-degree view. Skills, strategies, behaviors. These techniques uncover the how and why behind outcomes, giving rich, specific detail for targeted coaching. Don't rely on a single method. Use several for a fair, evidence-based assessment. First is the data review, the starting point for any evaluation. Use dashboards in CRM or BI tools to analyze trends like pipeline generation, sales velocity, win rates, margin erosion. Slice the data by team, territory, time period to spot anomalies. Example: a rep's win rate is high, but average deal size is shrinking. Investigate discounting or deal targeting. Second, call and meeting audits provide direct insight. Use a standardized rubric to score discovery skills, value articulation, clarity of next steps, and include a compliance and integrity pass/fail. Evaluation is not a one-time event. It is a continuous process that requires a consistent rhythm. A well-defined cadence of check-ins ensures that issues are caught early. Coaching is timely, and strategic goals remain in focus throughout the year. Different frequencies serve different purposes, from tactical weekly huddles to strategic annual reviews. Establishing this rhythm removes the element of surprise from performance discussions and embeds coaching and accountability into the team's weekly, monthly, and quarterly operating system. The weekly check-in is the most tactical and should be brief and focused. This is the time to review leading indicators and short-term progress. The conversation should center on activity and hygiene metrics from the previous week, such as calls made or meetings booked. It is also the moment to inspect new pipeline created and discuss the immediate next steps for a few key deals that are expected to move forward. For a field team in India, this could include a quick check on travel plans for the week, considering local events or weather forecasts like monsoon disruptions. The monthly review takes a slightly broader view. This is where you assess performance against the monthly plan and quota, analyze their committed forecast, and discuss the health of their overall pipeline. This is also the perfect time to follow up on coaching actions identified during previous call audits or deal reviews. On a quarterly basis, the review becomes more strategic. This session, often called a quarterly business review, is for looking at broader trends and territory health. You can also perform cross-team calibration. The most important outcome of any evaluation is action. Data and observations are useless unless they are used to help people improve. The primary goal of a manager should be to act as a coach, not just a judge. A positive, forward-looking coaching framework turns performance gaps into development opportunities and builds a culture of continuous learning. The GROW model is a simple yet powerful structure for these coaching conversations. It moves the discussion from a problem-focused critique to a solution-oriented plan. Empower the salesperson to take ownership of their own development. The GROW model consists of 4 simple steps. Graphic 4-quadrant diagram. Goal, reality, options, will. Goal. Start by agreeing on one specific, measurable skill to improve. Instead of saying get better at discovery, a better goal would be, in my next 5 discovery calls, I will successfully uncover the financial impact of the customer's problem. Reality. Use the evidence from your evaluation to explore the current situation. Call recordings, CRM data. Manager. I noticed in our last 3 call audits that we identified the technical problem, but we didn't ask who else is affected by it. This grounds the conversation in objective fact. Options. Brainstorm different ways to bridge the gap between the goal and the current reality. Role-playing a discovery call, listening to a call from a top performer, creating a checklist of must-ask questions before the next meeting. The key is to generate multiple possibilities. Finally, there is will or way forward. The rep commits to specific actions. Choose 1 or 2 options to try. Set clear deadlines. Schedule a follow-up meeting to review progress. This creates accountability and ensures the conversation leads to real change. Sometimes, despite consistent coaching, performance does not improve. In these cases, a more formal process is needed. A performance improvement plan should be used when a team member is consistently failing to meet the basic expectations of their role. While performance metrics are important, they are meaningless if not achieved in an ethical and compliant manner. Certain rules are non-negotiable, acting as the fundamental guardrails for the sales organization. These rules protect the customer, the employee, the company. They protect from legal damage, financial damage, reputational damage. A robust evaluation system must have a zero-tolerance policy for breaches in these areas. Compliance is not a nice-to-have. It is a must-pass component of any performance review. Salespeople must make truthful claims about products and services. They must obtain proper approvals for discounts, for contracts, for expenses. In India, adherence to the DPDP Act is critical. That means respecting customer data consent, secure data storage, and responsible data usage. Creating a safe work environment is paramount, which requires strict adherence to POSH policies in the office and during client interactions. Finally, there must be an absolute ban on corruption or facilitation payments, which creates severe legal risks. Beyond these explicit rules, managers must be trained to spot risk signals in their team's performance data. Proactively identifying these signals allows you to intervene before a small risk escalates into a major business problem. In summary, evaluating your sales force is not an act of judgment, but a discipline of continuous improvement. To stop guessing and start managing like a pro, you must build a system that is fair, balanced, actionable. This begins with measuring the right things across 3 distinct layers: the final outcomes that drive the business, the quality of the work that builds trust, the daily activities that create momentum. Visual. Measure. Coach. Improve. This balanced approach ensures you are rewarding sustainable success, not just short-term wins that carry hidden risks. It provides a complete and honest view of performance. The key to making this system work is consistent execution.